everyone, and welcome back to Sip and Spin. My name is Skylar, and over here in a cute little fox sweater is Brittany. And she's dying.
I'm dying. Hello! Legitimately choking. Oh god, I need a drink.
We barely started. Okay, let's hurry up. Get through the thing so we can get to the drink.
I can't.
We are a variety podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing.
And we die live on air. Yay!
Today's going to be a whole lot of nothing because the topic is just chatting and the drink is white wine. So we are drinking Pinot Grigio, I think, is what I got out of a bud box. Cheers. Okay, sorry for that rushed intro. I think Brittany is okay now.
Maybe I should choke more often. I didn't have to do anything just then. That was great.
Yeah, but meanwhile, I'm just in a freaking panic.
But yes, welcome. It is just chatting, so if you hate our intros where we talk for 20 minutes,
I fucked up again.
boy, are you really gonna hate this episode.
Wasn't that bad, it was just the fox.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh god, because if you knock that over, wax will fall on you. And it will be hot.
No.
Okay.
He's okay, though. I've got him secured and safe.
Fox is secured. So yeah, we're just gonna choke, knock shit off the couch, and chit-chat.
It's been a great intro so far. I think we're doing really well.
It bodes well. And at the end of the last episode where we got all of this, Skylar made like a cheeky little comment, like we should have a little charcuterie board. So I did make like a baby charcuterie board. So if you do hear, like we're gonna try and not have any eating sounds in it. But if you do hear little ones, that's why. Because we're wine and chatting and the charcuterie board is fitting. You know. But how are you? After you get done chewing. Sorry. No rush.
I am fine.
Okay. I heard some little stories already today. It's kind of got here, but
Yeah, it's been a day. Started off this morning with Bo crying in my face because he wanted up, and I was exhausted because I worked at the distillery last night. There were no fights last night, so that's good. There were 2 on Friday night.
oh gosh.
Yeah.
Like serious ones or like
Oh,
stupid
yeah,
ones?
no,
Oh,
like-
really?
There was blood everywhere.
Oh my gosh, inside or outside?
Well, they started arguing inside. Security got them outside. But then, okay, I'm going to take a drink really quick and then I'll...
Okay, yeah, I am invested.
So let me set the scene.
Please do.
I called Kenny over. I'm like, hey, Kenny, can you come watch the cover charge area so I can go to the bathroom? And he's like, yeah, I got you. So I go back to the bathroom. Everything's fine. I'm just waiting in line. Don't see anything going on. Like, still kind of just people watching while I'm waiting. I go into the bathroom. Everything is fine. I'm in the bathroom no longer than 2 minutes. And I come out, and next thing I know, JJ is yelling at people, like, over the mic to be like, y'all, get out of the way. Security's got to get through. And I'm like,
Oh shit.
I was in the bathroom for 2 minutes. What the hell happened? Still not really understanding what's happening. But I get back up to where I'm supposed to be, so I'm just sitting there. And then I see Lamar dragging this guy out of the bar. And I'm like, okay, great. And then the guy is standing there arguing at them. And it's just him by himself. So I'm like, maybe he's too drunk. Like, he's already been in and out a lot. Like, and every time he walks by, like, I'm like, he is fucked up.
Okay.
So I thought maybe they kicked him out because he was too drunk. Because they've had to do that before. Like, you know, if you are going to be too drunk to where you're falling over, okay, then you got to go.
I mean, yeah.
So I think that's what's happening. He's just arguing with security and, like, trying to get back in. And they're like, we're not going to let you back in. So then Lamar walks away because he's got the guy outside. So Lamar goes back because Lamar is watching the back. The way we've got it set up is we've got 3 security guards up front. 1 to check IDs, 1 to do like the little wand and then to pat people down, and then 1 who helps me out by like directing people to me, and so I don't have. So if someone tries to walk past me, I don't have to be the one who chases them down.
Yeah.
It's now the security guard.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 in the back, 1 who kind of stands in the middle, like by the doors, and then 1 who stands on the stairs so he can kind of see over everything. So Lamar goes back to where he was standing by the doors to the still room.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy pushes AJ to try and get back in, and AJ was like, absolutely fucking not. And So takes this guy and moves him down the street and is just like, go away.
Yeah.
Because AJ was not fucking having it. And I'm like, good. So that we come back. I think everything's done. I think everything's fine. Then the guy comes back like 5 minutes later and is arguing with security again. Like the two of them are like standing at the door, like blocking the door like this. And the guy is still arguing.
Yeah.
And then I guess the whole time the reason he got kicked out was because he was trying to fight this one guy. Because then that guy comes up and just punches him in the face, like right in the doorway. And I was like,
oh my God.
Because I'm just sitting there like,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? So they both get kicked out. And they're fighting on the street. And then I just see a horde of drunk people all run outside. And I'm like, oh, can y'all just leave it? Like, now you're giving them an audience.
Yeah.
And it was just a hot mess. And then it turns out that it was like a whole group of guys he was trying to fight. And that's when we realized he was probably on drugs because he was winning this fight against like 7 dudes.
Okay.
And who are a lot bigger than he was. And I'm like, drugs. And then the second one was between these 2 girls. And this one girl also punched that girl in the doorway the same way the other thing happened. And I'm like, oh, this is just lovely.
Sounds eventful.
Yes. But this morning, and I was just exhausted. I didn't even want to get out of bed. Bo was crying in my face. And I was just like, so I finally am like, I can't stay in bed any longer. I have to get ready for work. So I roll out of bed, like literally roll out of bed. I do not sit up and get out of bed. I just turn over and roll and hope my feet hit the ground, which I did. So I get ready for work. I go to work. And then I cried the whole way to work because I hit a squirrel and ran over a squirrel. And so then I spent the rest of the drive to work in tears.
That's fair.
So
I get sad too, stuff like that.
I was heartbroken. It was awful. And then just work was same shit. Old people trying to deal with phones.
Phones really are like the kryptonite to old people.
And then I go to Panera, which is like my favorite place in the world. Panera is my happy place. And I'm just in the drive-thru and I'm like, I get to the window. She's like, hey, it's gonna be just a second. Like, we'll be with you. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Take your time. So I'm just sitting there and I'm just like listening to music quietly so that way I can still hear when they come back on. And a car pulls up behind me and I'm like, okay, still waiting. And then a third car pulls up and we're all still waiting. And then the guy in the third car goes, what the fuck is the holdup? And I was like, so I leaned out of my window and I like glared at him and then because I was ready to get out and just like fight. I was not. It was such a
one of those moods.
Yeah, I was like, don't be a dick. Like,
yeah, like clearly something is holding up the line. And
yes, it's not like I'm just sitting here like contemplating what I'm gonna get for 15 minutes. Like, I've been sitting here for 15 minutes because they told me it was going to be a second before they could be with me. And I said that was fine because it is.
Yeah.
And if you can't be patient, go home and make yourself a damn flatbread pizza or a sandwich. It doesn't matter.
Or go inside. If
Yeah.
it's really a big deal to you.
Like, don't just yell at me because
you're following directions.
Yeah, like I was so mad. I was like, and I would just really, really hope he wasn't mean to them.
Probably was though.
Because they are doing their best. They are just working. They're doing their best, and I hate it when people get angry at like customer service, food service, retail workers. It's stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb and say based on that, like if he'll explode over that, he probably was not a joy of an order to take for the 4 people.
Yeah. But it just made me so mad. I was like, fucker.
Yeah.
Relax yourself. Roll up your window, listen to music, vibe. It's okay.
You'll be alright. Or you can, leave or go in.
Yeah, there are other options than yelling at me from your car.
Or, we live in, like, the food, restaurant, fast food, like, capital of the world or some shit. Like, there are plenty of other places you can go eat.
Yeah, like, and it was the Panera by the mall. Do you know how many places there are to eat by the mall?
Literally all of them, because, again, we are, like, one of the food capitals of the world for, like, per capita or something stupid like that. Like, there's a lot of fucking places you can eat here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the one thing we have is restaurants.
Unless it's past 11, because then you can't get food anywhere.
Yeah, I mean a few places. Steak and Shake, I think, is one of the only places that has stayed 24 hours.
Oh. And like Taco Bell's up until 1.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Sometimes 2. I think only on the weekends, though. But yeah, I hate people like that.
And I'm not an angry person. Like, I don't get angry. Like, I don't have a lot of anger in me, but that pissed me off so much. Like,
now you're usually too nice, so that says a lot if you were like about to go fight.
And like it was just such like an offhand comment, and I probably should have just like rolled my eyes and been like whatever, but for some reason I was just like, don't be such a dick. Like there's no reason for it.
I mean, sometimes like it's like stuff like that, or like the way they say it and their voice also like grate that certain part of your nerves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and then so you know how your road under the overpass, there's that 4-way turn?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah. I get in the place to turn, and you know, there's a car in front of me, so they turn. And then there's another car, so they go straight, because it was their turn. And then it was supposed to be my turn. But then this car comes from the road, and just like barely brakes in time. And I was like, well, I'm not taking my turn now because that stressed me the hell out. I was like, you just need to go and get out of the way because that stressed me out so bad. Because I was about ready to go until I just see it speeding up to the stop sign. I was like, okay.
Yeah, the road I live on, like, that's not even a 4-way that's bad. That's like a 3-way under the bridge.
Yeah, because
even then, people, like, can't figure it out.
Uh-huh.
And then I live, like, my house is literally right next to a 4-way stop that people just fucking blow through, which is also across from an elementary school.
Yeah.
And people just blow through, like, can't tell you how many times, like, I've heard, like, people, like, they had to bring the jaws of life out there because people fucking crashed their car right there, not paying attention to shit. It's scary. I hate those 2 stops.
They're awful.
Yeah.
It's
the ones by the mall, too. I hate those also. People don't know how to do a 4-way stop.
I know. It's not hard. It's whoever gets there first gets to go, and everyone takes turns after
Everyone's
that.
just in such a hurry, and they're so entitled, they can't be bothered to wait their turn.
Yeah, it's just like, it's easy. Whoever gets there first gets to start, and then everyone else takes turns. It's just a little cycle. And if you get there at the same time, it's in the driver's handbook that if 2 cars arrive at a 4-way stop at the same time, whoever is on the right gets to go first. It's not difficult to figure out.
That is the rule, but I usually am like, I'll be the one that waves the other person. I'm like, I don't trust you. Just come on.
Yeah.
Please, come on.
I'm that way too. It's like, I know it's supposed to be my turn, but also people stress me out. I'm like, can I tell you I almost got hit going through a green light?
Maybe, unless this is a different time.
Oh.
It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Well, so my heat had gone out. It was I like to call it the time I almost died, but my heat in my car fixed until it went out again. But I have a short in my AC and heat in the car, so I'm just going down that road from the highway that cuts by Walmart, and if you just keep going straight, it goes by the gymnastics place, by the gym, and then where the other part of the highway that goes up into, so there's the community college, and then there's the road that crosses over, and then if you keep going down the highway, there's the other road that crosses over, and the road closest to the community college turns, and the 2 roads meet.
Yes.
Well, that light, I have the green light. So I start going, and then someone just fucking runs the red light. So I have to slam on my brakes to avoid being, like, literally killed, like, because they were speeding through this red light. But whenever I slammed on my brakes, my heat kicked back on.
I mean, okay, silver lining and all.
So I was like, I guess anytime my heat kicks off, I just need to almost die, and then it'll kick back on.
Yeah, it's so scary. That's, like, one of the few, like, car wrecks I've been in is for that. I had a green light and I was going, and then someone ran a red light and T-boned me right in my driver's side door. I was fine. Luckily, they weren't going fast. They were old. And they took, like, obviously they ran a red light. It was their fault, but they were, like, adamant. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, it was definitely our fault. And I was like, yeah. I was just, like, leaving. I was on my way to class. It was, like, 8 a.m. I was just, like, went and got breakfast, and I had a green light. So this is in Nashville, and I was like, okay. And I got T-boned right in the middle of this busy intersection in the middle of Nashville, and I just had to sit there until, like, the It was so stressful. And this is when I was like first hanging out with Richard. And I had actually left his house that morning, and I was getting breakfast, and I was going to class.
Hey.
But so I left, and then I just texted him. I was like, "I got in a wreck." That's all I said.
Good.
And he's like, "What? I mean, are you okay? Do you need to go here?" I was like, "I don't know yet. I might need a ride. We'll see." And he's like, "What the fuck, Brittany?" Because we were just hanging out.
Yeah.
I had to keep it cool. Am I traumatized and scared that I broke something? Yeah, but I'm fine.
Am I still sexy to you?
Yes, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that was fun. So I had to get my car in the shop for that, and then luckily though where they took responsibility for it, I was able to get some other things on my car fixed from other wrecks that were definitely my fault. So
you just claimed it all, like it all happened in this wreck.
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go. Beat the system.
Because I'm really bad. Like, I've definitely rear-ended someone twice. One, not totally my fault. I blame the ice, because I stopped, but the ice made me skid right into someone. And the second time, again, was in Nashville, and these people were stupid, clearly, and they slammed on the brakes, and I, hit them, and definitely, like, fucked up my bumper. But then, when that person T-boned me, I was able to fix, like, my door, and they also did my front bumper, too, so, like, fixed all of it. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I've only been in 2 wrecks. One where I rear-ended somebody, which you remember.
I'm sorry, I remember that one. I didn't.
Yeah.
You did another wreck?
The mailbox.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which that was the ice's fault.
Yeah. Again, I feel that because I.
Yeah, because I think I was, like when I rear-ended somebody, they said that I rear-ended them going 30 miles an hour. Meanwhile, their big GMC, like SUV, like gigantic GMC, did not have a bump on it.
And also, were you in the parking lot of somewhere?
So outside of the CVS, there's that little side road, so you can get to where the light is.
Yeah, the one over here.
No, the one out in Lonoke, where
Yes.
I was going back to Hardee's because I forgot my milkshake. So I cut in that little road to get into, and I had to get into the left lane because it was a left and straight and then a right.
Yeah.
So I'm getting into the left lane, and the light is green. So they should have been going. So I'm going, just, trucking along at like 5 miles an hour because I'm coming from a dead stop.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, there's no way you're going 5 miles an hour.
It was 10 feet from where I was to the lane that I needed to be in, because there's only one lane from the stop sign to where I needed to be. So coming from a dead stop, but they didn't have their turn signal on, so I thought they were going, so I started going, and then just bumped into the back of their car. And I'm like, right. Yeah. And then I had to give them $1,000 because the lady said that I gave her whiplash, because I hit them going so fast, even though there was not a bump on their car.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay.
Some people just do that shit just to get money.
And her husband was being so nice about it, but she was such a bitch. Like, because he was checking on me. Because I was, like, hyperventilating, panicking, in tears.
Oh,
like,
I remember,
yeah. Because I called Brittany, because I was like, I'm going to be late coming back from lunch, because I just, like...
You got sent home that day.
Yeah, I did, because I came back to work and was eating while still crying, because I don't think I stopped crying for several hours. Like, I got home still crying. I laid down in bed still crying.
It's like the first and the last time I think I've ever seen you cry.
Yeah.
Like, legit cry.
But it was awful. And then the next time was last January when it snowed. Because my road is very hilly and very curvy. And just out of habit, like, we have this one curve that the curve is up a hill. So you kind of have to accelerate going up the hill. Yeah. And then, like, you still slow down going into the curve. But especially on this, since it was in a hill, accelerate coming out of it. So I did that just out of habit. And as soon as I accelerated to get out of that curve up the hill, I broke traction and, like, spun out just in the middle of the road. Hit somebody's mailbox. Was steering to not hit their house. And then almost hit just the wall of trees that were next to their driveway. But instead, I landed perfectly in the driveway. There was just a giant dent in my car from where I took out their mailbox.
I remember you telling me that now. Yeah. Yeah. That shit can be scary.
So those are the only 2 wrecks I've been in. Everything else I haven't been almost wrecks.
Yeah. Let's keep it that way.
Like, not to, like, brag, but I do have pretty good reaction time. Because most of the almost wrecks I've been in were, like, people running a red light or people pulling out in front of me when they weren't supposed to. Or, like that one, the big road right in front of the mall where everything is either a left turn or a U-turn because I've got that median.
Yeah.
Well, I had the green light because I had the left turn. So I start making the U-turn because I needed to be on that side. And I couldn't just get in a turning lane because there's that median. You have to make a U-turn, which is why they have it set up that way. Well, some dickhead decides that he's going to turn right on red, which is allowed when there's no cars coming.
If it's clear.
And so I have to slam on my brakes in the middle of a U-turn to keep from getting hit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, people just can't fucking drive.
I really can't. That's why I hate driving.
But luckily, I don't know. I'm really good at always paying attention and have pretty decent reaction time because most of the times I've not been in wrecks is because I've slammed on my brakes in time to avoid the wreck.
Yeah. Well, that's good at least. Keep it up. I don't know how you train that, but do it.
I think it was the 10 plus years of softball. Like, reaction time. Everything was reaction time.
I could see sports helping that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play sports. Played video games, though.
Which video games
I
can
got
probably
reaction
help
times
too?
from that. Well, other than, I guess, today, how has your week been?
Fine.
Okay. Yeah, Skylar worried me because just randomly over the weekend or a few days ago, she texted me. She's like,
it was Wednesday night.
Okay, I can't remember what it was. I don't know what day it is. It feels like it's Sunday.
Yes.
Okay.
You're correct.
Okay, so even weirder, it was a Wednesday night. She texted me and she's like, I'm drinking gin. And I'm like, are you okay? And then later I hear, like, she also drank Cabernet. And I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, so what it was Wednesday night was me and Lexi were having a sleepover.
And also, like, she sent me a selfie to close she was fine. And it looked like you were in a hotel, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, is she fine? I'm just gonna I just gave a thumbs up to the photo because I was like, I feel like she's in a hotel and I don't know if she is okay.
So me and Lexi were having like a little sleepover because we both had Wednesday and Thursday off. So
cute.
we decided to have a little sleepover. And so we were going to drink and go to the hotel. And like, so I was like, I got everything to make lemon drops. And then as we were about to check out, and I went, actually, I want gin and tonic. So I turned around and put everything back and picked up everything to make gin and tonic.
You don't like gin?
No, I don't. Which I told Lexi. I was like, I don't know why I want this because I don't like gin and tonics, but I know after 3, I'll like them. I couldn't even get through one. It was awful. It was not the move. I was not here for it.
Yeah, she told me she poured it down the sink, and I almost kicked her out of my house.
Well, because it was... What else was I supposed to do with it?
Chug it. Hold your nose and chug it if you have to.
It was gross. We were drinking out of sippy cups. I couldn't chug. I physically could not chug.
More questions than answers do I have. Oh my gosh.
We bought Blue's Clues sippy cups. We were drinking our cocktails out of Blue's Clues sippy cups.
Great. Were you even young enough for Blue's Clues?
Yes!
Okay, I don't know. It feels like I hold that. My
And I
generation
grew
is
up
the only one that can hold that.
I grew up with the OG.
Steve?
Yes.
Okay.
Like the OG.
Really? I just figured you'd be too young for that. I figured you had, like, who was next? Joe?
Is it Joe or was it...
There's like 3 of them now,
Yeah.
right?
What's the last one? For some reason I thought one of them was Jeff. I don't know why. That may be a wiggle.
Maybe. I don't know.
That may be one of the wiggles though.
See, I never did the Wiggles. I was too old for that. But I had Steve. Steve was my homie.
Yeah. I love Blue's Clues. But
yeah, I just figured I guess that works out time-wise.
yeah, so that's what we did on Wednesday night. Because I took my test that day and then went and dropped off the results, got everything I was supposed to do, filled everything out. And the only thing I was waiting on were the 2 letters of recommendation. plus my transcripts, which they did not give to me because they said they didn't have them. But it doesn't make any sense why the other job that I applied for that I didn't get didn't have them, because they still had my file that they were putting all my stuff in. So why did they get rid of my college transcripts? Like, why was that the only thing not in this file?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
And then she was like, and you didn't make a copy of it? And I was like, no, because everything you asked for, you wanted official copies of everything. And it said that if I broke the seal on the envelope, it would become unofficial. So I turned them into you with a closed envelope so they would still count. So no, I don't have copies of them. And also now it's too late to get copies of them because everything was like so last minute and there was no way I was going to be able to order them in time. But hopefully the fact that I got the highest score on every test group, because the test you have 3 different categories, and I got 7s on every category, which was the highest score you could get. And then turned everything in on Thursday, and so I'll hear back Friday if I got into the class. We will see.
What is this?
Radiation tech.
Oh, okay. Did I know this?
Yeah. Did you not?
I don't think I did.
I thought I told you.
No.
Maybe not.
And that's why you were like, I did the test. I was trying to think. I was like, the last thing I remember is 911. And then I haven't heard anything else since. So I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a radiation tech job, and if you have to take a test to get into the class and then like pass the class to get the radiation tech job. And it's like a union job, and it's like $35 to $50 an hour plus a pretty hefty sign-on bonus. So we'll see how that goes.
Good.
It's at the uranium plant though, but so a little dangerous. But I do not have like the cleanup. Like I wouldn't have the cleanup. Like I would just be like the one with the scanner, being like, that needs to be cleaned.
A little scary, but alright. Cool. I mean, if they say anything about the transcript thing, I would just literally just tell them what happened, what you just told me, like, and then be like, I'll be happy to get it for you. It's just gonna take some time.
Mm-hmm. I really tried. He was like, you just have to have the transcript, because if you put on your application that you had like a year of college, like we need to have your transcript, otherwise you're not gonna get because you get into the class because a committee looks over your application and you get points. So like for the test, I already have 21 points because I got all 7s on the 3 categories in the test. And then like a good application, certificates, letters of recommendation, those are all bonus points. So I just won't be getting the point for completing some college.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, maybe that won't even matter much anyway.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't have any fucking certificates, but when I was looking through to just happen to see if I had any of my college transcripts, I found my NSHSS, National Society of High School Scholars. I found my certificate for that.
Okay.
So I turned that in. I just slipped that right in the folder. I was like, sure.
Here you go.
I was like, about the only thing I don't have any practical skills, but I've got one thing going for me that I was like, I did really well in school. But how are you?
I'm okay. My back, I pulled a muscle in my back though, so I'm kind of in pain. And like, I definitely may have pulled something because it's like the kind of pain like when I breathe a certain way it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Like that really just hurt me. So that's not very fun. But like I got influenced, so I bought something, and that's why my back hurts. So I bought one of those mini workout trampolines. Mm-hmm. And so I've been doing that because like studies say, or they say, 10 minutes of like jumping a day is equivalent to 30 minutes, a 30-minute run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, running, and I hate running. I don't run, but I can jump. Jumping's fun.
Yeah.
I grew up on a trampoline. I like trampoline. Getting back into it because I'm very out of shape. I have not worked out in a long time. So it's like also a good way to get me back into like cardio. Mm-hmm. And it is like a full body workout. Like you never really think like just jumping up and down for 10 minutes would be like your whole body. But like the next day, every part of my body was sore. And it's like, okay. And like the last 2 minutes of my 10 or whatever, I do like jumping jacks. And so I don't know if that or just the jumping in general made me like pull something. Mm-hmm. But it was also probably my fault because I was still sore, but then I just kept doing it every day because I wanted to keep up. I was like, oh, you're gonna be sore, and then today I was like, yeah, I think I definitely hurt something a little severely, so I didn't jump today, but I was like, I need to like take a day, I think, because I definitely feel like I pulled something. morning.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like breathing hurts. And I'm like, that's probably not as good.
Yeah, see, what I've noticed a lot with working out is people who do, like, full body workouts work out every other day.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, people who work out every day, they work out one part of their body, and then the next day they work out a different part to let the soreness, like, alleviate.
Yeah. But it's just like, oh, it's 10 minutes. That's not so bad. It's a full fucking workout.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I'm into it, so.
Well, that's good. That's fun.
It's something.
Yeah, at least you get to do something fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, just pop in my little audio book and jump. Do some stretches. It's nice. And then I also made another lifestyle change.
Okay.
I don't know what this week is. I was just like, let's fucking do everything. I also gave up coffee.
I could never.
So, yes, I gave up coffee. Because kind of like we talked about in our last Just Chatting episode or whatever, like I went to the hospital last year because I thought I was having a heart attack.
Yes, I do remember that.
Like legit thought I was having a heart attack and dying.
No, it was bad. I was at karaoke and I was like, I will drive to the ER right now.
Like it was very scary, and I'm just so anxious. I'm an anxious person. I always have been, and a good reason of that is I drink an obscene amount of coffee, and I always have. Because I literally started drinking coffee when I was 2 years old. Like, my grandparents, bless them, gave me a sip of their coffee when I was a baby, and I've been drinking it ever since. Like, younger than, and more intense than, like, the Gilmores type of, me and coffee had that kind of love affair. So I knew that was a big, like, proponent of my anxiety. It has to be. And so I kept hearing and, like, seeing stuff about, like, mushroom coffee, like mushroom water alternatives and stuff like that. I was like, I'll try it. So I got like a 30-day trial pack or whatever. And it came in this week. So the day it came in, I stopped coffee. And so I've been doing that every morning. And it's actually really nice. I like it a lot. I don't miss coffee. I do feel like I'm a little calmer. And I don't, like the main thing was like, I feel like I'd be so tired or I just miss and crave coffee, and I really don't, which was what I was worried about. I know people are like, whatever, like, you're either very extreme or on one way or the other about when it comes to, like, adaptogens or whatever. But so far, I mean, I like it. It's good for you. That's really all I care about. It's supposed to help your stress. And in the long term, maybe it helps my gut. That's fine. Even better, it's not what I'm drinking it for. I'm just drinking it as the replacement for coffee. Because I've always liked tea anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. And I like mushrooms. And just drinking mushroom water feels like a very witch fairy type of thing to do. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'm into that. So it's definitely doable. I did not think you could do it. Not even just because you're like, oh, I never give up coffee, but because I think what helped me is I drink my coffee black.
Oh.
So switching to something that has this very earthy, kind of bitter taste, not a big deal to me. It actually has more flavor than, like, black coffee, if you ask me. But it's got that earthy kind of, like, dirt, but, like, in a good way, like, good dirt. But where you need, like, the sweetness and the creamers, like, I don't know if it's a viable thing for like, someone who is like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a very hard change. But where I'm just going from black coffee to mushroom tea water, it's fine.
Does it still have caffeine in it?
No.
And see, that's going to be the thing, because I go through caffeine withdrawals if I don't have coffee.
See, and I've used to do that too, but it has, like, natural caffeine. So
Which I've severely cut back on my coffee drinking. I now have 1 cup of coffee a day, and that's it. And I don't drink it past, like, I do not drink any more coffee past 1 p.m.
Yeah, I think that's probably good, yeah.
Now, granted, like tonight, I had that charged lemonade, which has caffeine in it, but it's not, like, coffee. Like, I've stuck to 1 cup of coffee a day, whereas I used to drink, like, a pot and a half of coffee a day.
Yeah, even small things like that definitely are good for your body also, because a lot of that caffeine is not good, especially, like I said, it can lead to, like, heightened anxiety and all that, which is my main thing. But no, it's all caffeine free, but it's just like the natural whatever like occurs in nature that gives you that, like, serotonin, dopamine, caffeine adjacent burst. But then this company that it is, some of their stuff, because when I got the sample pack, it does have like 4 like milligrams or whatever, like a low amount of caffeine in some of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if they also have, see, I got like 2 of the original like coffee stuff, and then I got one for like joy, and then one for calm, which obviously doesn't have caffeine. But then they have one that's kind of like a chai, and it has a little bit of caffeine in it, I think, and it's delicious. Like, it tastes like a chai.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Some of it does. It depends on what you're looking for. But where I was like, I'm not sure, so just give me the sample. But I think I am going to going forward with the replacement 2 coffee ones. But they have a bunch of different ones, and like they say, like some people like to add it to their coffee just to like be a little healthy. So you don't have to use it as a replacement, like I'm doing. But so far it's alright.
Yeah, I could not.
It's interesting. Like I said, I feel like I definitely don't, like, I sleep better at night already.
That's awesome.
Which is great.
That's how I felt when I stopped drinking coffee past 1 p.m.
I noticed, like, and I never even drink coffee that late these days, like, lately, but when I would drink a lot in the morning, but then I would just feel sick, because I was before, like, I always got really bad coffee stomach, because I don't eat breakfast. Like, I don't eat 3 meals a day, which I'm always, like, telling people to eat, but I'm horrible at taking my own advice. I'll be the first to admit that. I always want coffee for breakfast, and then I'll do, like, a lunch, like a light lunch or something, or a dinner. But then when I drink all that coffee, it makes me feel bad, and then I don't want to make lunch. And I just feel sick, and it kind of wastes the rest of my day. But now when I'm doing this, I don't have that, and I'm, like, motivated, actually, to do stuff. And then I've been laying down at, like, 11:30, 12 o'clock, which, for me, is amazing, because I used to go to bed at 2:30 in the morning every day. But now I go and I lay down at, like, 11:30, and I read on my Kindle, and then I'm, like, feel great, and I go to sleep, and then I get up. So it makes me get up early, also. So it's, like, it's working out really nice, at least for that, helping me stay, like, on a schedule and not feel sick. Because when I feel sick, I just waste a whole day. Like, I don't want to do anything. So this is really combating that, which is nice. And I love it for that alone.
Well, that's awesome.
I'm trying to figure out my hair again, which is why it's so big and poofy today. So I'm trying new products on that to try to care for my curls again, instead of throwing them up in a bun or a tight braid. If anyone out there has curly hair, I feel with you.
I used to always want curly hair.
No, you don't.
Because I've always had that stick straight, and I'm like, it's just so boring.
Bite me. No, so far it's fine. I just got this stuff in yesterday, though, so I haven't had much time with it. Today's
They still look cute.
a no wash day, so this is leftover curls, which is fine, because I just redid the 3rd step in it. Because the whole thing with curly hair, you have to have, like, a 16 fucking step hair care routine. And I'm like, I cannot. But it's like, it's supposed to be, like, it's supposed to be a frizz one, and I'm like, it's still frizzy. It's not helping the frizz, which is my biggest problem. I hate frizzy hair. And curly hair, it's always frizzy.
Well, especially this time of year, because the air's so dry.
Is that, and then if you want the no frizzy, you have to get the crunch. It's going to make your hair crunchy, but I still want the soft without the frizz, which this is soft. It doesn't make my hair feel gross or cakey, which I like. And it's a gel that's still really soft, but it's supposed to be like no frizz, but I can feel like there's still frizz, and I can't have both, apparently. It's very annoying, which is just a curly hair thing I lived with my whole life.
Yeah, I just had, like, staticky hair. Like, I would just turn and just the hair would be, like, stuck to something. I'm like...
See, I have that also. And frizz. And poof.
I'm like, please just lay down.
No, I've never had flat hair day in my life. Count yourself lucky. You do not want curly hair.
Because my mom always had curly hair. And I was like, I wish I could have curly hair like my mom. But then I got my dad's hair. Which is a blessing in disguise. Because he has silver hair. Instead of the gray, white, starchy hairs, it's still silky and smooth. It's just silver. And so I'm like, at least I know I'll have that. Instead of the white, starchy hair.
Silver hair's cool. Dyed my hair silver once.
Did
Or
you?
like I did the ends.
Oh, okay.
When I lived in mountains, or when I lived in the mountains. Yeah, I did like, what did I do? No, I did.
Picture?
Oh wait, no, I did gray. And then silver tips. But it was really, you could only see it in certain lighting. I don't even know if I have a picture anymore. Like I said, it was really hard to see on pictures because where my hair is, you know, dark and red naturally. Mm-hmm. It's hard to show that stuff. But you could see it in person. Mm. It faded so fast though, but I did love it. And it took a while because I had to bleach my whole head. Which, you know, is not great for your hair. But it was just something I wanted to do. And the girl was willing, and I was like, okay, cool. It's not as gray or silver as I wanted. And I've had, like, teal hair before. Have you seen those? Mm-hmm. Really? I like dyeing my hair. I got very experimental when I lived in the mountains, because that was also when I lived in the mountains. I do like that color.
Yeah, so that was with, you know, getting older, like, that's what it just turned into, this silver, still silky, same texture, like.
Yeah.
So I had that to look forward to.
Love it. So this is the lightest I've ever had my hair. This is not the silver. This is the aftermath of what happened to it. So it was where I did like the ombre. So this turned dark again, but then it's like the only time I've ever had blonde because my tips were blonde. Ah. Because it was bleached. Yeah. So that's after.
Great audio content.
I know.
But I asked. So I'm happy with it.
Feel free to talk about something else while I look for these.
Well, shit. I don't know. Is this coming out on my birthday?
Yes, I was actually going to mention that, but then I choked and died in the beginning. But this episode is coming out on Skylar's and the podcast's birthday.
Yes, because me and the podcast have the same birthday.
Are you doing anything fun for your birthday?
I'm getting drunk.
Fair enough. That's my teal hair.
Cute. Friday, we're going to go to the distillery. And that's going to be like with like a group of people. And then Saturday, it'll just be like me, Lexi, and Landon. We're going to go to Olive Garden. And then we're going to go to the distillery.
Cute.
Mm-hmm. I close both nights, though, at work. So I get off at 8 o'clock. So it'll be like Friday, like going home, telling Lexi that I'm home, her coming to get me changing in the car on the way to her house so her sister can do my hair, and then going to get Landon. And then Saturday, it'll be going to Olive Garden right after I get off work, like changing at work, then going to Olive Garden, and then I think my mom had said she was going to come, and then I was like, okay, well then, like, you know, if my family comes to Olive Garden, like, you know, one of them can take the car home, and then me, Lexi, and Landon can just head straight downtown. But then my mom was like, well, how about we go to dinner on Tuesday? I was like, okay. Okay. I was like, my outfit isn't here yet, though.
I got, like, a special
I'm buying two outfits. One for Friday night that's going to be slutty, and then one for Saturday night that's going to be classy.
Okay.
Yes.
Are these splurge outfits, or are they just ones that you like?
Well, this one, for Saturday, I had this really cute idea, because I have that sweater, that one that has the little twist in the front, the white one that has the little twist.
The one you wore last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But wearing it over a slip dress, with like a cute pair of like vintage tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm going to wear on Saturday.
Cute.
And then Friday, I'm just going to wear a pair of like high-waisted jeans with like a lingerie top.
Cute.
But I got to get them off of Amazon, because I went to the mall and nobody had anything.
No, we don't have a great mall.
No.
I go there for like knickknacks. I don't go there for clothes ever.
That's probably the best. Like,
yeah.
Really the only thing I go to the mall for is Hot Topic, which I'll get t-shirts and stuff from there, but not like... Yeah. Like, great, like, little just, like, casual clothes, but nothing like the...
Special occasion.
Yeah. Like, and the stuff that is special occasion doesn't go past a size 12.
Yeah, that is true.
And I did find the dress I wanted, but I've got to put money in my checking account because I'm broke. So the money I make over the weekends, I'm going to put it in my checking account tomorrow and deposit it and then buy it off of Amazon. So that way it'll be here in time for Friday because I have Amazon Prime.
Nice. Hopefully. My Amazon Prime's been flaky lately.
Well, yeah.
With my deliveries.
I hope so.
Surely, I mean, hopefully it'll be fine. But
I was like, it's well enough after Christmas.
It wasn't even that. I think they lost a package.
They did that for me, for one of my Christmas presents for Lexi. And then, like, I emailed messaged the person. I was like, hey, like, can I please have a refund? Because it's been a month since I've ordered this and it's still nowhere in sight. And the seller was like, oh, well, I don't have your tracking number anymore, so it's not there. And I was like, no. And they were like, well, I don't have a tracking number for it. I'm like, okay. And they were like, so do you want a refund? I'm like, yes.
That's what I just asked.
Like, especially if you lost the tracking, it's like you just don't even have the tracking number anymore.
I had something, it was supposed to be delivered, this is a while ago, but it was supposed to be delivered, and I had Prime, it was a Prime item, and I have Prime, and it wasn't even supposed to be delivered in 2 days, it was supposed to be delivered in 5, and I was like, okay, that's kind of disappointing, but whatever, because it was something I wanted, like, at the time, because I needed it for something specific, and I was like, whatever, okay, so it never came, day 5 came, it still wasn't there, I checked the app again, it's like, it's running late. It's like, okay, I could have just gone in person to buy what I needed, but I was still waiting because I already spent the money. A few days go by, I check the app again, and it literally says, your item may be lost. And I'm like, is it or isn't it? And it's like, you can request a refund. I was like, okay, great, I do that. A couple of days later, I get an email, we can't process your refund. Okay, so I go back on the app, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. It's like, you can get a refund or a replacement. And I was like, give me a replacement. Because I still wanted it, but in hindsight, I should have just done the refund again. But I was afraid they wouldn't give it to me again after I already asked for the refund, and they said no. So I was like, okay, just give me a replacement then. And they were like, okay, no problem. And I was like, that you'll do, but a refund you won't. And it's like, if the original shows up, you'll just have to send it back to us. Otherwise, we're going to charge you again for it. And I'm like, okay, whatever, fine. And then more days go by, and I'm like, okay, so then I just went to Five Below, and I got what I wanted, because what it was fucking, like, gel pens. This was all over gel pens, but I was just too lazy to go buy in person, because I needed them for a certain part of my planner that I'm trying to, like, keep track of, because it has, like, you can color in, like, different stuff for your moods, so I'm trying to keep track of my moods, like, help myself see what's going on. And so by the time, like, all of the shit, I could have just gone and gotten some and got that. So I buy it. So the day we come back from Five Below, I have a package outside my door. It's my gel pens that I ordered that I just went in person to go buy. So now I have double all the pins. I shouldn't run out of pins. I swear to God, if another package shows up of those pins, I will scream. But yay, Amazon things.
Yeah, mine was just like, it was like, yeah, your item is running late. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, whatever. So I just keep waiting. It's like, run it late. It's been like a month. So I check again, and there's just nothing on it. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, okay, can I have a refund? And then I was like messaging the seller, and
money, please.
And they were just like, yeah, I don't know where your package is at. I don't have the tracking number. And I'm like, okay. So can I have a refund? And they're like, so you want a refund? I'm like, yes.
Yes, actually.
I'm like, it's been a month. I was trusting that it was running late. And then there was just no information, and now you say you don't have the tracking number? Yes, I want my money back, please.
See, I would never, like, message Amazon sellers, but I message Etsy sellers all the time, and they're so nice, so I don't mind doing it, but just doing Amazon feels like they were going to be so shitty. I don't know. It's the vibe I get.
Yeah. It was just wild that they were like, so you do want a refund? I'm like, yes, please give me my money back. Like, what do you mean, do you want a refund? Obviously, I want a refund.
Yeah.
I don't have the package, and you seem to have lost it, and I don't know where it is, so yes, I would.
How do we fix this situation?
I'm like, so yes, I would very much like my money back. Although AliExpress sellers are also just wild.
I mean, knock on some wood, I have never had any problems with any of my AliExpress orders, and I'm actually waiting on one right now, so I really hope you don't jinx me.
Well, what had happened?
Because it's your birthday present.
Oh, okay. Well, I got so much, like, Untamed stuff from them, and just, like, a lot of the stuff did come. But to be fair, I ordered, like, 20 things, and, like, 6 things didn't come. So I'm emailing or messaging, like, 6 different sellers, like, hey, like, so it's been, like, 6 months, and I still have not gotten this. They're like, oh, here, we'll just order it again, and we'll refund you for the first one. I'm like, okay, great. So I do that. I just spent more money and got nothing back, didn't get a refund, nor got the new stuff. And then, like,
I wouldn't do that. I think on the app, you should be able to be like, I never got this, and
I don't ever use, like, the only ordering, like, online shopping app I have is Etsy. Everything else I use a browser.
If you use AliExpress, you should get the app because you can dispute stuff on the app.
Oh, okay.
And they, like, give you a lot of days, which is really nice. I've never had a problem using the app. I've never used the browser.
Well, maybe don't use the browser because, like, 6 things were lost. All the Untamed stuff. Like, I only got one of my mini swords. I was supposed to get 3 other mini swords. And I was supposed to get a whole set of, like, little keychains and pins and, like, none of that came. And I'm like, okay.
But, like, I get all of my funky, like, phone cases on AliExpress. So, like, when I get these, on the app it says, like, if the item you received is defective or not as described, you can open a dispute within, like, 15 days of the receipt. So then you can, like, open the dispute or whatever. But also, if it's been shipped and you have to physically mark on the app if you got it or not, and it asks you, like, double checks, like, you're sure you want to say that you got this, otherwise we can't help you file a claim against it. So then also, alternatively, you can be like, no, this never got here and it says it's delivered, help me. And it's like, okay, we will. Kind of like Etsy. Or not Etsy, PayPal. PayPal's really good about helping you with stuff.
I love PayPal. Like, PayPal is great.
So I can't, like, I've never actually had to do that on there, but I do know it's an option, and they make you, like, they double check, like, are you sure you got your item? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, confirm, because you can't take this back. And I'm like, yes, confirm, I got it. And they're like, okay, cool. So they at least do that on the app. I know. Okay. I don't know about, like, anything on the browser. So that's what I use my weird phone cases are from AliExpress. And
AliExpress was what I got all my, when I was supposed to get all my Untamed stuff off of. I was just like, yes, give me all the Untamed things. I want them all.
AliExpress and then, like, random little pieces for cosplays. Actually, I have really good luck on there for that. Takes a while to get here sometimes, but they always come. I've never not gotten something.
One of the things was also a $160 costume for Halloween that I ordered in June that never arrived.
Okay, also when you order off of sites like that, do you look at reviews of the shop? Because I do.
Well, I've trusted it.
I always look like, how many good reviews do they have? How many people actually bought this thing?
I got a text message from the seller being like, hey, so with AliExpress, like, there's a certain time we have to, like, have it out by. Could you go on the website and put in an extended time because I need more time to get the costume ready? I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, it's a handmade costume. Of course. I got you. So I put, like, the highest possible. I was like, here's 80 more days, like, that was the highest I could give. And they're like, okay, that's fine. Nothing back. Ever.
Has it been 80 days?
It was 2 years ago.
Well, okay.
It was 2 years ago.
I was just checking. No. Yeah, I definitely...
It's been way over 80 days.
Yes, I have ordered cosplays from there, but I only do from, like, really high reviewed stores. So... I do my research. So I got my Aerith cosplay. It's actually a pretty good cosplay.
Yeah. I've got Hawk's wings saved on Etsy for me to get for one Halloween when I'm no longer broken.
Nice. Now I'm already trying to feel like, I think I know what I want to do for Halloween this year, but I have to find one of the two. It's going to be harder than the other. Might have to hand make some stuff.
I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for Halloween this year. Oh, wait, no, I do, because my wings came in. Because what I was supposed to do last year, our wings didn't come in time. Which is why we had to do the last minute. But our wings are finally here, so me and Lexi can go as Tinkerbell and Silver Mist.
Oh, nice.
The only thing is, the things were not the same color that they were on Amazon. So now I just have, like, 4 different shades of green.
I was like, did you, like, spray paint or dye on yourself to get what you wanted?
What? I would have no fucking idea how to do that.
I mean, like, what kind of material is it?
Well, one's a faux fur coat. And then...
Oh. I thought you meant the wings.
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's like the dress, the coat, the leggings, the shoes, and the wings are, like, all different shades of green.
I mean...
Which I'm not sure, like, if maybe it'll work out because everything is a different shade of green. Like, if that'll still be okay.
I mean, the thing there is just try it on and see if you like it. But then also, yeah, you could get, like, fabric dye and then just dye everything together. I think it tells you how to do it on the instructions.
Because the shoes are fabric. They're not, like, plastic shoes. They're, like, a fabric material on the shoes. But
See, with the shoes, I would just get like a paintbrush maybe and paint the fabric dye on. And everything else, I think you just soak.
Yeah.
If you wanted everything the same.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be like a light green, and the picture of the shoes and the coat were light green. And the description even said light green. And then it came in, and the coat is like a deep forest green, and I'm like, well, great.
Perfect.
Like, this is exactly, thank you.
Exactly what I didn't want. How'd you know, Amazon?
I was like, okay, because I was double checking. I was like, all right, this picture, this is what I want. The description says that this is what the color is. I'm like, okay. I got here, and I was like, oh, fuck.
The only other thing I really did have that I was going to bring up is only because we talked about Liam Hemsworth the last chit-chatting. Have you heard all of the stuff going on with him?
No, the most recent thing I've heard in celebrity drama is that Aaron Taylor Johnson finally cheated on his wife.
Isn't that still allegedly with like
Joey King.
Joey King?
I think it's allegedly with Joey King, but he definitely cheated on his wife, and I'm like, thank God.
I mean, good, save him.
Yeah, get him out of there. Get him out of there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that on TikTok and Twitter also. But with Miley Cyrus's Flowers, that whole thing. Have you not heard that song? I can buy myself flowers.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't listen to Miley Cyrus.
Okay, I don't either, but this song is a banger.
Okay.
But like, it's all over my TikTok. I'm just surprised you haven't heard it. But like in the music video with it, because you know she was married to Liam Hemsworth or whatever, so she filmed the music video allegedly at this house or this cabin or whatever where he cheated on her with 14 different women. And like, it's such a shady like thing to her. Like, she's just calling him out on her shit. So she's at that house filming it. She's wearing like his suit from one of the premieres where he was being a dick to her on the red carpet, and you could see it, and she makes all these like sly remarks and wears all these different costumes, like calls him out on his shit. But I was just like, 14 women! My God!
Oh my God. And
now everyone is just like bashing on him. Like, you go to his comments on Instagram and people are just like, 14 women! Like, it doesn't even like matter what's going on. Or they're like, she can get herself flowers, or she can love you better than you can. They're just like trashing on him. Like, this bodes very poorly for the new Witcher with him coming on, and I wonder how that's just gonna go, if they're gonna back out of their contract or something. Because I don't see this going well in the light of this new, just Miley casually dropping a bomb on his life. I was like, go girl, because he made her look like the crazy one in their relationship. But no, apparently he was cheating on her with like 14 different women. Jesus. And it's like, this is why you're not the likable Hemsworth brother.
No, I have not seen anything about
oh
that.
Oh my God.
Now, the song that's all over my TikTok For You page right now is the If We Ever Broke Up. Like that.
Oh yeah, no, I have that one too, and I love it.
I'm like, that was a little vibe.
I like the jazzy little doop.
Yeah.
I just thought that was fun since we talked about it last time. I was like, now there's no tea on that. I'm like, okay, Liam Hemsworth, not looking good, bruh.
Maybe they'll realize, hey, we need to beg for Henry Cavill back and let him do the show the way he wants to do it.
Some spicy
be like,
tea.
Henry, if we fire the whole writing team and get new writers, will you come back, please?
I'm trying to think. I thought there was more like celebrity tea I had, but I don't remember.
I don't know. I've been kind of out of the loop recently. I did find out one of my favorite K-pop groups. Apparently in October, one of the members is no longer a part of the group, and I just found out. And he was one of my favorite members in this group. But I was so out of the loop. And then next thing I know, I'm on Twitter and someone's like, I'm selling all these PCs of this person. And you know what? I'll name drop. Raven from One Us, one of my favorite groups. Went to see them live last February. Raven, one of my favorite members. He's apparently a piece of shit. And I was like, God damn. Because I just like casually, I just get on Twitter and I was like, okay, I'm just going to check on my friends. Because I really don't scroll through the timeline. But I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to look real quick. And it was like, someone was like, selling all of my Raven PCs, like, don't know if anyone's gonna buy them because, and then it was like, the reply was that they replied to their own tweet and they're like, I don't know, hopefully some weirdo will. And I'm like, what? And then I see someone else reply and be like, yeah, I have like 3 I need to sell, but I don't know that anyone's going to buy them. But
And you're like, what is happening?
And I was like, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, someone's selling these PCs. And then I was like getting excited. I was like, I will buy every single one of them. And then I saw maybe some weirdo will buy them. And I'm like,
wait.
So some shit has happened. So I go to the search bar and I'm like, search up his name. And I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? And all I see is like stuff about like him starting a solo career and how people were like giving him like this supportive hashtag. And I'm like, so people are hating him?
What is the supportive hashtag? Like just like a literal, wait, I'm confused.
No.
I'm too old. What are you saying?
Okay, so like on K-pop Twitter, like usually if there's like drama or something, it's like when Hanbin got kicked out of Icon because he thought about buying weed.
Okay.
Like there were people like, we stand for Hanbin or what, like little supportive hashtags.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like.
That's what I thought you meant, but I was like, wait, maybe I'm done.
Yeah, and then it was like about him starting a solo career. I'm like, so are people mad because he's starting a solo career? Because people do that all the time. There's not really a problem with that. Like it's fine. Like if someone wants to leave a group because the company's a piece of shit and they want to start their own solo career, that's fine. So I was like, why would? But like I know the person who tweeted. Like we've been mutuals for a long time. Like she wouldn't think like that. Like she wouldn't be like pressed that he was. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I was just like, I'm just confused. And I was like, but I'm not gonna ask. Because I don't want to seem like an idiot. Because I don't know what's going on. I can't figure it out. And then my other friend was like, what are you confused about? And so I took a screenshot and DM'd it to her. And then she texted me and she was like, Twitter's glitching, so I'm just going to tell you everything here. And I'm just sitting here reading it. And I was like, what?
Jaw dropping.
Like, I was like, God damn it. I was like, hold on. Because she had said, let me just go through it.
Okay.
This is the whole thing. Yeah, so she said, Twitter's glitching, so it's easier here. Yeah, so he was kicked out, right? And I went, I'm sorry, he was what? What do you mean? And I was like, what do you mean he was kicked out? I was like, he was kicked out. What do you mean? I didn't even realize he wasn't a part of the group. And then she sent me that woman standing emoji, and she goes, in October. And I went, okay, I don't think you understand how out of the loop on stuff I am. I barely scroll through the timeline. I know so many groups have had comebacks, and I haven't seen not a single one of them. Yeah. Like, and I keep going, oh, I'll get to it, and then I never do. Like Pentagon, who's one of my all-time favorite groups, had a comeback like a couple months ago. I still haven't seen it. And then she goes, no, I get it. And I was like, I miss everything. Like, I didn't even know about the Lucas thing that had happened until 4 months after it happened, because Lucas was also one of my favorite members in Wavy. And then apparently people, like, I get on Twitter one day, and it's like 4 months later, and people are being like, get Lucas out of Wavy, like, OT, and I'm like, what the hell?
What we're learning is Skylar has bad taste.
Well, with my past relationships.
Yeah, okay.
And then she goes, this is in the same lines as Lucas, actually. And I'm like, oh, God damn it, here we go again. And then she tells me everything that happened, and I was like, well, then, yeah, because I was like, because I'm sitting here confused. Like, when I texted her the first time, I was like, so I don't understand. Like, he was one of my favorites. So, like, am I not supposed to like him anymore? Because I'm confused. I don't understand what's going on.
So what scale is it on, the bad?
So he had a girlfriend who apparently he would get drunk in order to have sex with her, and then abused her for 2 years, which is basically what happened with Lucas as well. Like, he was very abusive and manipulative, and...
Gotcha.
So, yeah, and I was like, okay, so clearly I do not like him anymore, because that's fucked up. Like, that's not cool. Yeah. Like, I don't care if they are one of my favorite members. If I find out that shit's happening, they no longer have my support whatsoever. Yeah. Then I told her, I was like, see, when I searched his name, all that was popping up was stuff about him having a solo career, and I was like, question marks, like, why would people be pressed about that? But that is making a lot more sense why people were pissed, and now I'm sick, because most of what I saw earlier was people defending him and his solo career. Like, no, he doesn't get a career if that's what he did. And she was like, he's going to debut as a solo? Oh my God. And I was like, yeah, that's what it looked like for my search results earlier, so this is wild. Okay. But yeah, so that had happened, and I was like, yeah, great, cool. Like, this is why I don't get on Twitter anymore. So that was my most recent celebrity drama, and apparently it happened back in October, and I just found found out about it. I'm like, literally all I do anymore is I get on YouTube, I watch Poxiel. He liked one of my tweets yesterday. So that was cool. I was like, the 24-hour stream thing happened, and then he liked one of my tweets yesterday. I'm like,
you're gonna be besties before you know it.
I'm just gonna keep at it. I'm like, Poxiel, please be my best friend. So yeah, I just watched like Stardew Valley.
I mean, honestly, that's just the way to live.
YouTube videos, and then like pressure washing videos. I love watching people pressure wash stuff, and that is about all I know. Like, I'm so out of the loop with everything else. Like, I don't know jack shit about celebrity drama. Like, the most recent celebrity drama that I was there for, like, and knew about it as it was happening, well, other than the Aaron Taylor Johnson, was the Ned stuff.
Oh yeah.
Everything else, I find out like 4 months after it happened, and I'm just like, okay.
Alright. Wow. The older one is going to have to try to keep you up to date.
Yeah, no, because I just don't pay attention. I'm just like, I stay in my own little bubble, and like...
I doom scroll a lot, so I see a lot of shit. I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. But alright.
Yeah. See, I'd never have like doom scrolling. Like, I have the TikTok rabbit hole where I just scroll through TikTok.
Yeah.
But those are usually like videos that are in my bubble. That's why they're on my For You page. Whereas like on Twitter and Instagram, like I check it for about 5 minutes and then I turn it off. And
see, I'm really nosy.
Oh.
So I definitely like Twitter for the drama only. It's trash, but I can't get enough.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'll see like 5 tweets and I'm like, okay. And I check my friends, like our little group chat, and I'm like, okay. And then I get off Twitter and I'm like, I'm done for the day.
That's fair.
And then
I only do it like once in the morning when I'm like drinking my non-coffee coffee.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I do my doom scrolling. It wakes me up.
Yeah.
Gives me life.
And then I get on Pinterest, and nothing on Pinterest. Like, I just get to see, like, funny,
I
cute
can tell you
stuff.
the last time I was on Pinterest.
I'm on Pinterest all the time. I was on Pinterest earlier today. I fucking love Pinterest. And this is why I don't know any of the drama. It's like, because I'm just like,
look at the pretty pictures.
I'm like, ooh, look at this staircase. This is a really cool staircase. I'm like, ooh, look at this repost from Tumblr from 6 years ago. That was, oh, I remember that. That was haha funny.
Nice.
And then I get on TikTok, I'm like, this is a really cool cosplay. I'm like, ooh, this is a new song. I haven't heard this song trend yet.
Except you don't know flowers.
Nope.
That's like all of my TikTok.
We do have very different TikToks.
I guess, but usually we have the same songs, it feels like. Because they're everywhere.
I mean, unless I just...
That's just funny.
Yeah, I do not think I've heard it at all. Yeah.
I just love a good diss. Anytime a girl gets back to the man, I'm like, great, so go Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, like, I'm here for Miley Cyrus. Like, I just don't like her music. And it has nothing to do with her. It's just not up my alley. And that's okay.
Early Hannah Montana. And then I grew out of it.
I watched Hannah Montana, but like, it's just not my thing. Like, which is fine. Like, you know, she's great. Like, hope she does well. But I'm not going to willingly listen to her because it's just not my taste. Which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's allowed. Be a human.
I know. I just always be like, yeah, I just don't like this person's music. And then people are like, what? How do you know?
You're allowed. It's okay. Anything else to talk about?
I don't know. I felt like it was going to get a lot trashier since we were drinking wine, but really we've kept it pretty mellow.
We did. We had, I guess, a lot of, like, personal stuff to talk about.
Yeah. It's been a little crazy.
And if you want to get trash, I can tell you about the new book I'm reading real quick.
Okay, here we go.
Well, it's an age gap, which I don't love in real life, okay? But I like it in books.
Fair.
Right?
It's fictional, it's okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's called Don't Kiss the Bride. It's very popular on, like, Book Talk, and, like, I'm in some smut groups on Facebook. That's really all I use Facebook for, is I go and look at books. And I also follow this group on Facebook that they always post when there's a bunch of free books on Kindle, and I'm like, ooh, let me go get all the free books. That's what I use it for, is books. So this is a popular one, it's a fan favorite, and so it's basically like a marriage, like a fake marriage. Because there's this girl, she's 18, she's still in high school or whatever, and then she's in a very, like, shitty situation at home, though, basically abused, eating disorders, all that. like, uses the litter box as a bathroom because her mom's a hoarder, and she can only stay in her bedroom. And basically, like, she gets married to this guy who's, like, 30, because, like, he solely just wants to help her out of that situation. Like, they're not a couple, they're not a thing or whatever. But she can get on his insurance and, like, go get medical needs because she started, like, passing out and, like, has a lot of medical bad stuff and, like, go to therapy. And then it's supposed to just, like, help her get back on her feet. And, of course, they end up, like, hooking out. Like, it's a whole thing. And, yeah.
That sounds good.
It is good, actually. It's a lot, like, I'm always surprised when, like, all of these, like, steamy books.
Your age gap was better than my age gap. At least he started out trying to help her. Mine was
he started out trying to help her, and even, like...
Mine was this 24-year-old doctor that hooking up with his best friend's dad. So, yours...
I mean, that's fine, too, with me. I was like...
Also, ever since we last talked about those, I have not read any more of them, but that's because I've been reading the Heaven Officials Blessing series. I just finished book 5 today while I was at work, and book 6 is not going to come out until May 30th, so now I have to wait. So now
you can go back and continue reading the ones we talked about.
Yeah, or I'm going to start the self-saving scum villain system, I think is what it's called.
That's a lot of S's.
Which is why I don't even know if that's actually what it's called. I'm like,
wait, say it again.
The self-saving scum villain system?
I like how you kept saying it like a snake.
Because I kept getting confused. I'm like, is it self-serving? Is it or it might even be the scum villain self-serving system. I'm not sure what the actual title is. Those words are in there somewhere.
So is this like actual books or is it like notebooks?
These are like actual, they're all by the same person who wrote The Untamed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm reading the English translations of the books, which usually they're all gay.
I mean, okay.
And there's sex sometimes. So far,
it's not like predominant. Like that's not what it is.
No, that's not predominantly what it is. And there's no sex in Heaven Officials Blessing yet. And I just keep waiting. It's like
waiting and hoping.
Let them hook up. Please. They get so like shy and awkward around one another, and I'm just like, just kiss.
Yeah.
It's like they've kissed, but they haven't really like kissed. Like it's like they like Shilian performed like mouth to mouth when Hua Chong was like, and then got really weird about it afterwards. And then like they like made out on a table because Mount Tonglu, which is where the whoever wins like the Battle of Mount Tonglu becomes the Ghost Supreme, or it becomes like a Ghost Supreme. So every time there's a battle at Mount Tonglu, like all of the ghosts try and become a Supreme so they can have all this power.
Okay.
But the ones who are already Supremes like suffer. And like they just get all this, they're just like overwhelmed with like ghost ki. And so like Hua Chong was like basically having like a power explosion. Like he had too much power inside of him because Mount Tonglu was opening back up. And so they were basically like making out as like Shilian was trying to like suck some of the ki out of like Hua Chong. And I'm like, just kiss for real. I'm like, I know both of y'all want to.
Just let them kiss. Don't put plot in it.
Like the other one was because they were like underwater. And so they were like, Hua Chong was like, since he's a ghost, he was like, okay, if we like, you know, I'll just like basically breathe into Shilian because they're underwater. And I'm like, can they kiss for real?
Those slow burns, though.
I just finished book 5 and we haven't even got like a real. Oh, God damn it.
That's fair.
And like some of them, the stuff that's on the cover actually happens in the book, but this one, like they were like doing each other's hair, and like that didn't happen in the book. Like they're like fighting for their lives inside of a demon mountain, and I'm like, where's the hair braiding?
I paid attention. This did not happen. I was waiting for it.
I was like, it was so cute. None of this book has been cute. It's just been sad.
Oh, no.
I had like an existential crisis earlier because here I took a picture because I was like, oh shit.
It's bad when you take a picture of your existential crisis.
Okay. No need to be too concerned, Hua Chang said evenly. They're long dead. Their remains are already gone. There is nothing left in the shattered shells. The stone statues are hollow on the inside. Although the volcanic ash formed a solid protective cocoon, the corpses sealed inside still decayed and broke down. And after the rotting was done, only the ash husk remained. All that once lived would eventually pass away, leaving behind only that which had never lived at all. And I was like, God damn. I was like, it is 10 a.m.
Thanks for that.
I was like, it is 10 a.m. This is not what I needed.
I mean, yeah, fair. Doesn't sound like any hair play going on.
No. They're in volcanic remains, which is how Mount Tongmu happened, because it apparently used to be a beautiful, bustling city with, like, the crown prince and, like, you know, who had ascended into the heavens, which, like, 2,000 years ago, and then there was a volcano, and now it's, like, the demon fighting ground, and I'm like,
naturally. Okay. On that happy note.
And then it ended with the, like, there possibly being someone in the ruined temple with them. And then it was just like, continuing in book 6. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, cliffhangers. Hate them.
Gotta wait till May 30th.
Hopefully, I mean, that's not too long.
No. And season 2 of, like, the show was supposed to come out soon. Okay, so it is supposed to come out. There is, like, a trailer for it. But, like, basically, it keeps getting pushed back just because I don't really know why. It said it was supposed to be out in 2021. It was not. It is 2023.
Because it's an animated thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's always the thing with like animated
Yeah.
shows. Yeah.
Because like how it was with the Untamed, it was like there was the book, then there was like the graphic novel, and then there was the animated show, and then the live action. And so right now, Heaven and Fisher's Blessing, it has the graphic novel, and it has the book, and it has the animated version. And I've watched season 1 of the animated version like 3 times. And I'm just waiting for season 2.
Fair enough. Yeah, I always hate getting into like an animated thing and then being like, okay, I can't wait for the next season, and then it just never happens. Because it happens so often. And then it's like, well, now I guess I gotta read it, because it's usually always something to read that you're like, I just want the animated.
I'm like, I just want to watch it.
Yeah.
I guess we can end it.
I don't really have any other topics now.
Yeah, it was still fun though. I enjoy these.
Good.
I like these.
Hopefully it was fun to listen to. But yeah, I guess we will get ready to spin.
Is it?
Huh?
Do we spin first or do we do the outro first?
We usually spin first.
Do we? Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I always get confused by it.
And then you make me confused. I'm like, I don't, do we? Am I wrong? I don't know. I think so.
Who knows? If not, we're doing it first this time. So
Either way, we can do what we want.
it's our show.
All right. Let's spin.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be doing creators/creatives and drinking white wine.
Again.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
No, I don't know either. No idea. I'm sure we'll figure out something. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I always get nervous about this though, because you never know who to trust these days.
Yeah.
And I've heard to cover someone and they're gonna turn out to be shit, and I'm like, great.
It'll probably be me. If my track record goes to show anything so far.
Well, anyway, we go in with what we know, and then if they turn out to be bad, then we don't want no part of that.
Yeah.
So far, I think we've done fine.
We'll make a statement later.
If we're aware.
Yeah.
Because we just said we're kind of not up to date on a lot of shit.
Yeah, so if I cover somebody and then it turns out like the next 2 weeks is just coming out with awful stuff about them, you will have to tell me, because otherwise I won't know for another 4 months.
So you're going to have to email or DM us like, hey, no, not it. And then cite your sources, because I also need proof. At least a little bit. Just because we don't know you. I don't trust anyone. People we cover and you. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust Skylar. Okay?
have done nothing. And yet I still get attacked. I was just sitting here minding my business.
Only because it's your birthday soon. Gotta pick on, you know?
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
Okay.
Sure.
Anyways, if you guys would like to find us for whatever reason, I don't know why you would.
To yell at us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yell at Skylar. It's her birthday today when you are hearing this, if it's the day it came out.
Please don't yell at me. I might cry.
She won't. She doesn't know how.
I cried all the way to work this morning.
Allegedly.
I'm learning.
Learning how to cry.
I'm learning how to cry.
Her memoir. Damn.
Anyways, if you'd like to find us, you can find us at Sip and Spin Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, or you can email us at sipandspinpod@gmail.com. If you'd like to find Brittany, you can find her at Whimsy Dream or Whimsy Dreams. If you'd like to find me, I'm at Gleam YKS on everything, but as always, the 3 link trees will be down in the description below.
Yes, and we thank you for listening to us. These are kind of weird. Hopefully it was fun.
Yeah, I always like them. I think it's a good time. I like talking to Brittany because she's my friend.
Thanks for hanging out.
Goodbye. I don't want to hear it. It's my birthday. I don't let it go.
We'll start with it next time.
I cannot believe she just did that. Bye.